Hello to everyone and welcome to today's session. My name is Carlo Bobilas and I'll be your moderator. I'm pleased to introduce today's speaker, Product Manager Randolph Chen. But before I hand over the mic, I do have a few housekeeping items to cover about today's session. Today's session will be recorded and made available on demand. We'll make sure to provide those details at the end, so please be sure to stay tuned. Also, we'd love to hear from you during today's presentation. So if you have a question for Randolph, please scan that QR code on your screen to participate live. So without further ado, I'd like to kick things off by welcoming Randolph. Randolph, over to you.
Hey, thank you very much, Carlo. Good day, everybody, from wherever you are in the world. I'm here in San Jose, and in case my presentation gets boring, you have my background here. You can play I Spy, and just want to say welcome everybody. And it's a very sunny day here in California. Everybody's enjoying some good weather. And without further ado, I guess I can start my presentation. Oh, yeah, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Randolph Chen. Chen is a character for money, and that's why in my presentations you'll see the dollar signs. I'm here to save you money, and because we're at Cisco, a lot of times people think Cisco is expensive. Just because we're Cisco doesn't mean everything's expensive. And with that, we're going to go through a technology product that covers BGP monitoring, and the solution is part of Crossword Cloud. Okay, cool. Let's take a quick tour. Right, Randolph Chen, I have my phone number, email addresses in case you need any information. Please do let me know. I'm a sales guy if you want me to be a sales guy. I'm also a product manager if you want me to be a product manager. So we're here to help you in any way possible with your BGP needs, right? BGP, I think everybody knows what it is, Border Gateway Protocol. But if you're new to this and you want to get people's attention, is beautiful, gorgeous, and pretty. And that's what Crossword Cloud as a product is. It's beautiful, gorgeous, and pretty. Okay, cool, excellent. So I want to give you some update because who the heck is Crossword Cloud? Never heard of you guys. Okay, great. And our predecessor, right, is called BGPmon. And this is a solution that's been around for a long time, very famous. If you haven't heard about it before, it's okay. Just remember Crossword Cloud. But for many people who used to use BGPmon before, and they took a long time to find the Crossword Cloud solution. So just want to give you a quick update. BGPmon is part of Crossword Cloud now. And not only that, what is BGPmon used for? It's Border Gateway Protocol. It's the internet control plane, how various internet entities communicate with each other. It's an open community so that we can communicate with each other. So for example, Carlo has a network, Randolph has a network. We use BGP to interact with each other. And then of course, the Amazons, the Googles of the world, everybody uses BGP. If BGP is not working, you have internet outages, to put it in a simple way. So today we'll go through some BGP, Border Gateway Protocol, or if you want to think about it as beautiful, gorgeous, and pretty, that works too. Give you some history on BGPmon, right? Because a lot of times when people think about BGPmon, isn't it free? Is it still around? Yes, so those are the questions people ask a lot. So BGPmon was founded by Andre Tonk back in 2008, and BGPmon was acquired by OpenDNS in 2015 and subsequently by Cisco. And because Cisco don't take credit cards, and people who used to pay for BGPmon because BGPmon has a premium tier. So people have been using the solution for free for a long time. But of course, BGPmon, for the sake of the internet, has a free tier so that it can benefit everybody. And then we continue that legacy into Crossword Cloud. So even within Cisco, we have free software people can use. Just want to give you a quick update, right? BGPmon, is it free? Is it for fee or for free? Yes, we have both. And then now with Crossword Cloud today, it's also the same model that we do so that we can make the internet some good. Back in the day, we have tons of users on BGPmon, and then we've migrated many of them, and then we're looking to expand from there. All right, so I want to give you a quick cartoon. Just want to share with you a little bit what Crossword Cloud does, because Crossword Cloud is not just beautiful, gorgeous, and pretty. We also do some internet gateway top talkers capabilities. We also do security, and using this picture as a castle probably can give you a quick view. Most times when Cisco sells solutions, and then if you, the customer, is the castle, Cisco sells inside the castle, things that make it work inside the castle. And a lot of times the things that's outside the castle is important because some big social media giant that withdrew all their prefixes, which is part of BGP, and disappeared from the internet, even though everything inside the castle is working properly. So that's why Crossword Cloud exists. We help people monitor and provide analytics on the external part of the network. So using Crossword Cloud, if you use the castle analogy, there's a moat, there's a drawbridge, and there's a portcullis. Network Insights, or BGPmon, we cover the moat. If the moat's dry, people can storm the castle. If the moat floods, you have no access to the outside. And then the bridge, which is traffic analysis. So imagine in alignment with the castle is you have kids running around the bridge, you have merchants coming into the castle, you have people on horse-drawn wagons or knight in shining armor coming through the bridges. And of course, sometimes you have multiple bridges, some with red carpeting, another one is more beefed up so that it can carry the heavy loads coming in. And then Trust Insights, the third component of that, portcullis, it's security focused. So just to make sure nothing is digging into the castle, and then you're getting alerts on continuous auditing because to address things such as cell typhoon. That's a quick overview. And if we have the privilege to meet with you one of these days, where we will have a WebEx session or something. There's a cat on top of the castle. He's the product mascot, and I look forward to meeting you guys to meet with the cat. The cat's name is Mr. PP. He's a feral cat, but anyway, he does great stuff. And with that, so what does Crossword Cloud do? What is the business that we're in? Just like me doing now, we just talk. All we do is talking, no action. What we do is we try to reduce the time to know, and also try to reduce the time to get alerts so that people know what to go fix. Because most times people don't have the necessary visibility, observability. There's a lot of fancy words out there, or analytics, but we try to reduce that time so that hopefully the network issue is addressed before the customers even noticed, or you are saying we're on it already, and then you can really help and prevent downtime and minimize issues on people's networks. That's what we do. Crossword Cloud, all we do is talk. We don't take any action. Somebody has to manually take the action or use some automation system to take care of the issue. Continuing on, this is a little bit deeper into what the solution set does. If you are on this and then interested in giving an account on Crosswork, you can go to crosswork.cisco.com. Many times people will say Crossworks. That's not right. It's crosswork.cisco.com. Your spell checker may give you something called crossword.cisco.com. That's not right either. It's cross, CROSS work.com, .cisco.com. You can go in there and sign up. I'll show you a few screens on how you can go about signing up, because we use cisco.com for authentication purposes, and you have to sign up twice. If you don't have a cisco.com ID, you have to sign up one there and then sign up another one for Crossword Cloud. I'll go through some screenshots so you don't hit any landmines. Anyway, so to give you a quick way, right? I'm on the sales side, so easy way to remember Crossword Cloud is the ABCs at Cisco. Always buy Cisco, always be closing because you're trying to close business. But the A for AS monitoring, and then B is for border network flow analytics, and then C is for compliance for iOS XR routers. That's the ABCs to this. There are three solutions within Crossword Cloud. Network Insights, the successor to BGPmon, that is the easiest to deploy because all you need is a browser. We support Firefox, Chrome, and Safari. And then if you prefer to work on your tablet, work on your laptop, or work on your mobile phone, we support it on all those things. That's requirement number one. Requirement number two is sign up, because there is a free tier of Crossword Cloud Network Insights. We allow you to monitor up to 5 prefixes, and that's all the requirements. And we can help you monitor BGP hijacks, route leaks, and peer monitoring, and many other features and capabilities, even within the free tier. So that is the easiest solution to set up. You don't need anything except a browser and then a free account. And the other two solutions, traffic analysis and trust insights, we're not gonna cover them in this session, but I'll just give you a 30-second marketing pitch on this. Traffic analysis and trust insights require something called a CDG, Crosswork Data Gateway. That's a virtual machine that sits on your premise. It collects dossier information or collects NetFlow information, depending on which solution you use, and then it will present and massage information. So that is very, very handy. Many times, people who, when they look at traffic analysis, they also want network insights, because between the two solutions, that's coming to the topic of today. To peer or not to peer, right? To do peering analysis, you need BGP routing tables, and then also you want to see how much traffic is going on. So network insights and traffic analysis go hand in hand. They work with each other quite a bit. Okay, so want to highlight some big areas of focus for Crosswork Cloud, right? We do end-to-end network visibility and end-to-end network security. The visibility is the network insights and traffic analysis. The security is network insights plus trust insights. So it just really depends on how you slice and dice it. These three solutions are independent. You can use one of them, or you can use all three of them. And when you use three of them, some people like to call it triple play. The way the solution works is, I mentioned this browser before, right? Okay, good. I'm browsing. I can use that to do setup. I can use that for troubleshooting purposes, because you want to navigate and then figure out what's going on. Many people call network insights as the internet digital twin. Depending on the tier that you're using, we have 90 days of history. But then GUI is one way to access the solution. The second way to access the solution is through notification endpoints. We have email, SMS. Wow, and that's free. We also have, if you're into chat ops, WebEx Teams, Microsoft Teams, Slack channels, and even oh man, I can't, and PagerDuty. So those are that. And then if you're into syslog stuff, we do Amazon S3 and also Google Storage. And all of the notifications that Crosswork Cloud send out are syslog formatted. That's why you see a lot of the Cisco solution and third-party solutions that can ingest syslog, right? For example, Splunk has a syslog ingester. They can ingest all Crosswork Cloud solutions. There's the Crosswork Network Controller, the NSOs, and many others. They all have this capability. So we can massage the information further. So we just talked about the second way to access the information. And then the third way is, what do you do when you get this notification from this guy who likes to talk? We have an API, because you want to dig in a little bit deeper. I got this notification, but how bad is it? I don't know. You tell me. So you ask me, and then through the API, we have the API not for show, because many of the customers that we have, be it a service provider, government entity, small business, in the financial, e-business, whatever, they want to automate the entire system, and they come in and say, tell me more. They interrogate the system and then go to the bottom of that, and that's how the systems work. So through the APIs, it's REST or GNMI, the APIs, and then of course that's the third way to do. And then we also have reporting capabilities. That's the fourth aspect that you have. Of course, all these features that you've been hearing about, it really depends on what tiers of the solution they're subscribed to. Free can get you started, but then sometimes you go, man, I need to do some more. Well, I'm going to show you something on how you can best on this part. Okay, jumping a little bit deeper now, right? We're just going deep today. Some of the features and capabilities for Crosswork Cloud Network Insights. We're going to focus mostly on the left-hand side of the screen, and then the other two sides, I think we can do a future session. So Crosswork Cloud Network Insights, we do peer monitoring and BGP security. Huh? What? To peer or not to peer? Yeah, and then beautiful, gorgeous, and pretty. So those are the things that we focus on. And network insights. People think, oh man, I don't need to look at my network. So it's misleading sometimes and confusing people at other times. So another name for Crossword Cloud Network Insights is External Route Analytics. Uh, Too many names. Well, if we don't keep on changing the names on our solution, we're not Cisco. That's one of the reasons why Crossword Cloud has network insights, has network external route analytics. It's all the same solution, right? Some of the key features of external route analytics is internet digital twin. We can store up to 90 days of history. Some portions of the solution store even more. It really depends on us. Um, the, the the tier they subscribe to. Internet routing table history. And then we also do private peering, can monitor how your routes look because the routers, even though they're flashing green on both ends, they may lose connection and lose routing table connectivity. When they lose, who cares, right? If you miss a 10,000, you miss 2,000 of them. But if those 1,000 happens to be the most important ones that people have access to, your support desk is going to be getting calls all over. But with Network Insights, we can help you, give you alerts right away so that you know what's going on. Dive in a little bit deeper. We'll go through some of the use cases, but I want to highlight some of the route drops, peering analysis, peering alarms. These are things that we don't usually highlight and talk about, but these things are very unique to BGPmon and also unique to Crossword Cloud Network Insights. And of course, the BGP security, RPKIs, the ROAs, ROVs. RPKI, Resource Key Public Infrastructure. This is how we can make the internet safer. And ROA and ROV, right? I don't know if everybody here is US, but before you can, I don't know if people still do fake IDs to get in the bars or whatnot, but ROA is ROV for the internet. Route origin authorization. That means I am me. Yes, I am. I'm not Carlo. Or ROV is RO route origin verification. Okay, what do we mean? Because we may have a bar guy who's checking your ID and saying, hey, is this really Randolph? Does his face match up with the ID? So these are things that we try to make the internet more secure. And of course, a regular BGP hijack, because these events happen very quickly. And then of course, looking glass. This is the big one. Because when you troubleshoot in the network operations, when you do network, you want to see how other people see you. That's why Carlos here. Make sure Randolph doesn't have food stuck between the teeth, or my hair is good and I don't have a bad hair day. We have to do that for BGP too. Uh, why? Because that's how you know people can reach you. So looking glass is important. Oftentimes when people troubleshoot, they go through one looking glass to see the immediate ISP and then go through secondary, tertiary. They have to open up browsers out the wazoo. We have hundreds of looking glasses within Crossword Cloud to show you what can do. You have the internet routing table in detail so that you can see. People often come in and say, "Hey, Randolph, I have an event that's last week. Oh yeah, hold on, let me look it up." And then we also have other Cisco business units. They will use Crossword Cloud Network Insights to troubleshoot the customer's network because the product works on top of the network on a higher level service. But if the plumbing is not working properly, you got to find out why. And then go, okay, it's not a product problem, it's a network problem. So they use network insights to discover that and show it. So if you have any Cisco solutions or even third-party solutions and issues are not known to you what's going on, uh, network insights can provide you the necessary analytics, visibility, and actions to do because we are just all talk. Okay, cool. I hope this gives you a quick idea of what we can do on Crossword Cloud Network Insights. Let's give it a little tour. If you haven't had a chance, yeah, crosswork.cisco.com. This is what it looks like when you go to that page, and then you'll see the 3 solutions. If you want detailed information, you can watch a marketing video clicking on underneath one of the solutions. The left side is a marketing video, the right side is a data sheet that give you the lowdown on what's truth and what's myth. We always do that, and then you can see on the bottom of the screen, BGPmon is deprecated since February of 2024, and Crossword Cloud Network Insights is the future. Okay, and then, oh, sorry, my bad. I forgot to point out the most important thing. How do you sign up? On the upper right hand side, you see sign up. We have sign ups everywhere, so they all lead to the same place. You can see upper right hand side. I do the screen capture here so they can look. And then we also double check, see if you're having a Cisco.com account. If you don't, then you can go create one. And then if you do, just click on the next screen to go forward, and then type in your email address if you already have a Cisco.com ID. I'm using my own personal one to log on for screen capture purposes. And then you will log on, get authenticated with Cisco.com. Because Crossword Cloud, we don't have our own authentication system. We leverage Cisco.com. So if you change your password at Cisco.com, it changes the password on Cisco. And then because of Cisco.com, it has its advantages. If you're federated with Cisco, then you can use your own company's authentication system to log in. You can have Okta. There's a myriad of, I don't know, hundreds of options when you integrate with Cisco in that sense for authentication purposes. Okay, and then log in, and then this is the second sign up page if you don't have a Cisco.com account. This is where you put your name, your Swiss bank account, and your birth date, and so on. I'm just kidding. Just the basic stuff: your email, a phone number, email address, and then where you are, and then the name that you want for your Crossword Cloud tenancy. And once you sign up, it will come to this page and it will prompt you to go to Express Setup. I'll do a live demo using one of Cisco's AS 109, and then you have a look-see. Okay, and then once you close out of that, not running the Express Setup, this is what you get. You will see in the middle of the bottom page, you get 5 free prefixes. This is a free tenancy, and some of the features that you can see in the upper left-hand side, the network insights, which is external route analytics inside the solution. You have traffic analysis, also trust insights. That's on the upper left-hand side. And then on the upper right-hand side, you see something called a quick jump. And I just type in, you can, if you don't remember your AS number, but you remember your company name, just type it in and then it'll show up on the AS number and you can click through that to see what's going on. And then the lower left-hand side, you see some wheelie, you see the question mark, you see the triangle. Those are some of the administrative stuff where you can add in users, claim licenses, and set up notification endpoints. And then on the lower right-hand side are some of the quick links that you can do. So this is basically the user interface, which we'll go into in a little bit. All right, so this is one of the screenshots you can see, because the free tier has only 1 day of history. But then this is everything that's happening on the internet. You can scroll down in case you get really bored to see where all the events are happening. You can manually detect hijack events, but Crossword Cloud Network Insights, we automate that process and provide the analytics. Manually detecting is doable because when you troubleshoot, you want to see who is the culprit, and then we log everything so that you know what's going on, right? It's a beautiful and gorgeous and pretty solution. Okay, and in here, just want to show off a little bit where do you gain access to the notification endpoints. Because this is a free tier, you only have SMS and email. And then parts of the world now, if you send SMS messages, you get fined a lot of money. So we have been upgrading our solution so that in Asia Pacific, in the US, man, I get, oh, hi, are we having dinner tonight? I go, wow, I don't want that. And they have hefty fines in Asia Pacific in the Far East. So SMS and email sometimes is a liability now. But anyway, besides that, email SMS is something that we do very well. But if you want WebEx Teams, Microsoft Teams, Slack channels, or PagerDuty, then you have to go to the Advantage tier, which I'll share with you, or even the Premier tier. Okay, so I mentioned the tiers quite a bit. Okay, you got a free tier. Yeah, sign up. Woohoo! Life is good. I only have 5 prefixes. I'm golden. But sometimes you go, I need to have the convenience to look back 90 days. So we have many customers who has less than 5 prefixes, sometimes 2 or even 3 or 1. They go gangbusters, and then they go for the Premier tier because they need all the bells and whistles to do this, because they really need to make it work. But I'm going to show you best practices. If you have a free tier, you can also benefit from the Premier tier instead of a full-time 36-month subscription. Stay tuned. I'm going to show you later in the slide deck. Okay, so how are the different tiers working for you, right? This is a screen capture showing the free tier, which is on the bottom, right? The tiers are additive going up. Then you have the essentials tier, and then you have the advantage tier and the premier tier. How does the solution work? Right? I mentioned a little bit. The free tier has 5 prefixes. All the other tier subscription. So in a way, if you have only 5 prefixes that you need, you can just use that for good, but you don't get any support. Because it's best effort in that sense. If you want to commercially support it, then you go to the essentials tier, and then you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, or 5, and then the advantage tier and all those. So and then we count prefixes. You can have as many ASNs as you want. We only count prefixes. You can have as many peers as you want because we still only count prefixes when we license a solution. And then how many people can use that system? As many as you want, as long as they are in the same tenancy. You can have multiple tenancies, but for people who have, you just add them into the tenancy. And then for the commercial tier is usually 36 months or 60 months for 5 years. And then the free tier is you have to log in from time to time to keep your status active. And then you're gonna say you're get a banner, but you can just kind of ignore that. That's just a reminder you're supposed to do this. But if you want to do the internet some good, you're more than welcome to peer with us and send us your full public internet routing table, and then we can feed it in there and then fill it into the Borg, and then we can give out alerts and help everybody and then give visibility to many more people on the internet. And then the history, right? Free tier is 24 hours rolling. Advantage tier is 7 days, and the premier tier is 90. I'll demonstrate that using a Cisco AS number 109 for that purpose. And then the alarms. You can see a lot of the things that we don't even charge for that's in the free tier on the bottom. The general features, these are very valuable. Looking Glass and Aroa, and many others. And then the basic alarms, we've actually enhanced a lot of the capabilities. The essentials tier, if you were thinking about BGPmon, that is the BGPmon premier tier. Oh, the premium tier. Sorry, I'm getting myself confused. Premier and premium. But anyway, so it used to be a paid tier, but we made it robust, and then we have increased the tiers to include fancier things like doing monitoring stealth attacks, because now people are doing a lot of private peering. And then if you collect internet routing tables from the public internet, you're not going to see private peering issues. And I think there's some noise on the internet. Oh, Crossword Cloud Network Insights can't do this, can't do that. Well, guess what? I'm here to demystify that. Everything that they say we can't do, we already do. And we are still the leader in the BGP monitoring space. And then as you can see over here now, with the advantage tier and the premier tier, you have the extra notification endpoints besides email, SMS, the PagerDuty, the Slack channels, the WebEx Teams, Microsoft Teams, AWS. So if you need 7 days and then all these notification endpoints, you just need the advantage tier. If you want 90 days, then it's the premier tier. You're probably scratching your head, dude. Advantage tier and premier tier, what's the difference? Looks the same to me. Really? Carlo, do you see that? Oh, sorry, don't answer that question. The only difference between the advantage and premier tier is 7-day history versus 90-day history. Okay. And then the next thing is API. People use it out the wazoo, right? The premier and the advantage tier APIs, when you're trying to do some integration to automate a lot of the processes, will help you troubleshoot. The essentials tier and free tier, you can use it, but it is what it is. Use it at your own thing. You troubleshoot it yourself. So this gives you an idea. And the feature set, we are always enhancing this. If you want the latest one, go to that landing page and look at the product documentation. Or if that's out of date, potentially, because we update that every 6 months, a year, whatever, just ping us. You have my phone number and email address. So just ping us, and then we'll give you a session to talk about how this can benefit your organization, right? You don't want your moat to be dried up. You don't want people to attack you. You want to make sure you're safe. Everything's all just working great. Okay, so what are some of the best practices of using Network Insights, the free tier? How can I get the maximum value? It's already free. What else can I get out of this? Well, out of the 5 prefixes. But there's an event that happened on 8 days before. What do I do? Oh, wait. Sorry, 3 days before, because you only have visibility for a day. Oh, well, we have a commercial tier you can go. And then how do you go about doing that? Well, you can go to Amazon Marketplace. I don't want to share my contact information with Cisco sales team. After I do that, blah, 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 I get all kinds of emails. They ping me from time to time, giving me all the tender loving care, TLC. It's great, but I got plenty of that. So I want to do this anonymously so I can go to Amazon Marketplace. Oh, and guess what? On Amazon Marketplace, you can do the annual plan or you can do a monthly plan. So let's say you have a big issue that came up and you said, I want to double down. I'm going to go premier tier for just for a month. Use it for one prefix, for so many prefix, because you already received the alarms, but you want to do it for troubleshooting purposes. Sign up for one prefix or sign up for all prefixes, and then just go in there, do the troubleshooting. At the end of the month, it expires. It'll revert back to the free tier. So life is good in that sense, so that you get the benefit of the free, but then get the benefit for the fee also. So this way you can do. And also just want to summarize over here. Browsers supported Safari, Chrome, and Firefox, devices, computers, tablets, and smartphones. It's very handy because you may be having dinner and then an event happens. Oh, hold on, let me go take a look. And some people don't like to carry computers; they carry a tablet when they go to conferences, and things happen. So this is very, very helpful. So, for lack of a better word, you can't hide anymore. People can track you down when there's a BGP issue. Okay, so from within Crossword Cloud Network Insights, you can have access to Amazon Marketplace. So you can see anything on the upper left-hand side that's yellow, that's where providing a link. So you can go from within the solution to purchase Amazon solution and make it work for you, so that whether it's Network Insights or Traffic Analysis or Trust Insights. But you can select which prefix, which tier you want, and go from here. This is from within Crossword Cloud portfolio. But, I'm more familiar with Amazon Marketplace. You can go in there too, and then do the search on Crossword Cloud. Amazon too. So when you click on the Network Insights, it will bring you to this page for the Premier tier, and then you can go in and then transact the business. You can use your credit card to pay, because now Amazon takes credit card on behalf of Cisco, right? But then you say, well, I didn't find a place to do it from within Crossword Cloud Network Insights. I can go to Amazon Marketplace directly and search for Crossword Cloud. And then from here, I do the purchasing. Many companies already have, what is it? What do they call that? The Amazon EDP, Enterprise Discount Program. You have a committed spend. This counts as credit towards that, meaning you deprecate that commit spend. So this is going to be very, very helpful. If you transact the business with the Cisco account team, because you have a bigger size deal, that also counts against that. So you can transact this business in many different ways to help you on a beautiful, gorgeous, and pretty internet. Okay, so let's dive in a little bit deeper. Some of the use cases real quick, if I may. Crossword Cloud Network Insights, or also known as External Route Analytics, and then I'll save the last few minutes to do a quick express setup so that people can get a good sense of how the solution works. Right? So BGP is becoming very leading edge because these events happen within less than 7 minutes. Crossword Cloud, yeah, we have 90-day history, and then we have real-time BGP updates. Oh, because you can go and use a lot of the freebie services on the internet. Wait, Crossword Cloud Network Insights, even though it's free, it's still real-time. Whereas on the internet, there are a lot of free services. The information is delayed for 15 minutes. So the event's long gone, because BGP events are usually around 7 minutes. So we do this on a real-time basis, and then some of the feature capabilities that come. If you want a deeper tour, please do reach out to us and let us know. So a screen capture on the right-hand side is local events on the right-hand side, and then on the left-hand side is global events, so that you can see what's impacting, and then we collect information from both sources. Some of these take a little bit extra work to get configured, because Express setup is a great way to get people going, but it's not everything. It's just maybe 10% of the capabilities. and much more can be done. Okay, so forensic route analytics. This is one of the great things. Through the GUI, you can look up 90 days history if you're in a premier tier, or 7 days, depending, or you can go rent it for a month, or you can even do this in a consulting practice because some customers have issues, and then if it's within 90 days, you get to see it and then do it. The alarms that we configure within Crossword Cloud Network Insights is we only look into the future stuff. We don't look in history. If you want to look up and dig up information of any alarms in the past, that's a manual process. So it's always forward looking, right? Forensic route analysis, they can dig in information as much as possible. And it's really a very, very handy tool to use and that. Some of the other things, route hijack detection, AS urgent violation, happens a lot. Uh, yeah, happens a lot. Does that mean there's always bad actors? Who knows? Randolph is a mischievous guy. I'm a little naughty from time to time, and Carlos' network suffers from me a little bit. Or I don't do anything bad. I just fat finger, and then instead of typing a one, I type a two, and then happens to be Carlos' network. What do I do then? So there's a lot of foobarness or fat fingering in the BGP world, and it's open public, so people can call up each other and say, "Hey, did you do this? Oh, sorry, my bad." And then sometimes when the network is not managed properly, a bad actor will come in and they really will perform route hijack, prefix, or ASN hijacks in that matter. So these are things that we do and provide that can really help out from the internet security side of things, right? Route leak detection. Oh, what is that? Okay, if you're probably familiar with this, if you're in this space, is I have some internal prefixes I don't want people to know about because I have routing tables, and oops, fat fingered, I expose it to that, and then we detect it for you. Hey, is this supposed to be announced? And then we give you an alert, and then is this supposed to be disappeared or whatever, so that you can all kinds of prefix announcements, prefix withdrawals. I'll show you some of the features and capabilities in a demonstration. So these are important, some of the traditional classical use cases. This is something I want to bring to everybody's attention. Peer monitoring, the route table, route drops, right? This is 7 days of a routing table. Routing table should be at IPv4 980, 990,000 entries. But you look at this graph, whoops, sometimes I'm missing 10,000, sometimes I'm missing 2,000. And then when somebody reported to you, the router's kind of hicking up, the network's not properly, people log in. Hey, it looks normal. So if you look at the upper right-hand side, it looks normal. It's always in the last minute. It's fine. But if they look back within the last 7 days, oh, oops, yep, I see it. What happened on that day? I don't know. So with network insights, we track all those things. And then once you get an alert on this, you can go into look at the BGP updates and get a sense of what had happened. And you use this for SLA purposes, your upstream ISP, your upstream internet exchange, and multiple ISPs that you have. You'll find out who the culprit is. We have customers who go, "Hey, this ISP for me, they haven't been running my route tables. That's why I'm not getting traffic." And they use network insights to prove to the upstream thing. So we are often used for SLA purposes to help people do that. And even with the free tier, you can accomplish that. Peer monitoring, or for this peer established peer, this is a free feature. Many times large service providers, customers, they do this a lot because they have 30, 40 internet peers. Many times something happened, they don't know whose problem it is it on my side or is it on Carlos' side? Carlos getting picked on by today. So with peer monitoring, the route table drops even though the router lights are blinking, because I may be speaking gibberish. You can understand what I'm saying. So if I speak properly, then everything will be 100% good. So this is a big feature that can really help you figure out where the problem is. And then if the route table entries drop below a certain threshold, boom, an arrow comes up, even though the network is not down, but then you're going to get issues because it's like congestion. You have buses going through the network, but it's all empty. Okay, what's going on? Don't know. Excellent. So one more screenshot over here, right? Some of the traditional use cases and some of the capabilities, because one big feature in BGPmon is called BGP Stream. We've migrated that, and then we call it path topology. And of course, you can see many other capabilities. And this is a modern day version of BGP stream, so that people can see what's going on. You can see if there's any new route edge, the new attack, man-in-the-middle attack. All those information is captured in here in a very graphical way, with tons of filters to make your life easy to troubleshoot and find the root cause. Okay, so I'm gonna switch over to demo and move my screen over. Move this out of the way, and then show you, give you a quick tour of what Crossword Cloud and do it live. And then whenever we do demos, we usually use the Premier tier. Okay, cool, excellent. So this is the landing page, right? Crosswork.cisco.com, not crossword, it's crosswork, so that you can see the more information, the details, the daily shits, what's that, and then BGPmon no longer available. You can do the sign up, as mentioned a little bit earlier. And I'm logging in. I'm logging in as Randolph, the product manager, not Randolph, the free guy using. So I can do express setup. But before I do express setup, I want to show you a quick tour. Pun intended. I'm gonna look up all the Cisco stuff. Wow, look at that. This is all the Cisco AS numbers. This is a long list. Dude, look at this. Dude, oh, I'm California, so I'm multilingual too, right? I speak British, I speak English, and I speak American. Oh wait, Californian, because that's the bestest language. Anyway, so Cisco here, I'm gonna pick on a particular one. Let's I'm just gonna type it in, so I can do it either way to make it easy. Quick jump is very handy because you can quick jump prefixes and whatnot. For this particular Cisco system, we have 247 prefixes. You can see, okay, life is good. Some of them we're working with AT&T, but overview. And then if you're into internet security, ROA, oops, sorry, we have 247. Remember that number, right? ROA, this is 20. Route origin authorization, that means we only have 20 ROAs that's updated, correct, validated, up to date. Route origin authorization, right? And the RPSL, route policy scripting language. This one we have more. So this is how the routing works. But if somebody's enforcing RPKI, this ROA is going to drop a lot of packets. We have customers before enterprise or even SPs. They secured a new prefix. Woohoo! I got more address space. And then they forgot to register this. Their upstream ISP just dropped that traffic. And so I don't know who you are. This unknown identity. And it took them 2 weeks to troubleshoot that to find out, oh, they forgot to register. So with ROA, you can see the expiration date. You have anything that's expiring in 1 year, expiring in 30 days, and then this will be sent out in notification and whatnot. And then, of course, you can generate reports, which I haven't done in this. I'm just taking a quick look. So with that, looking still at 109, I want to look at the BGP updates. Where's that 90 days you're talking about? Yeah, okay. This is the last hour. I can look up the last 30 days. Wow. Looks like we have some interesting stuff happening here, but this is today back to 30 days. Now this is 31 to 60, and then this is 61 to 90 days. So easily to tell. And then the green is advertisements, yellows are withdrawals and whatnot. And then, of course, the associated entries inside that. You can come in here and zoom in to have a look-see to narrow down what's going on over here. And then you can see the AS path going up to 6930 and whatnot. I'm going to do an express setup and let it run in the background a little bit. So AS 109, right? So everybody can get an idea of what's running. And then you'll see the next, we have 247 prefixes, right? This does not qualify for the free tier. You only go up to 5. So this is definitely a commercial tier discussion. And just because we're Cisco doesn't mean everything is expensive. We have customers who subscribe to the commercial tiers for less than $1,000 a year. And then we have customers who spend a lot of money with Crossword Cloud on an annual basis to make sure that BGP is working. Working in a beautiful, gorgeous, and pretty way for the Border Gateway Protocol. Anyway, and then you'll see that. And you see in here, we have 2 policies that we're setting up. And then also we have some rules that's within that. I'll dig in a little bit deeper. And then you can do a save. And that's it. And then we start monitoring. Okay, So I'll give you a quick tour of some of the questions if you need having questions. The application help, right? This is where you can get all the help on the installation, on how the solution work, how to set it up. Of course, you're more than welcome to contact us. And of course, the APIs. Mention a little bit. This API is used heavily. It is REST-based and also GNMI stream telemetry. And then you can see, and we have example code that you can look at the notification endpoints. So this is all well documented. It's context sensitive help. You can click on this and it'll take you right there to that particular page for that matter. And just for other administration stuff, you can come here as I show, right? Licensing, this is where you claim your license. Go to the upper right hand side, you have subscription key. You can do that. And then users, you can come in here and add users um, for different roles, the admin, rewrite, and whatnot. And of course, the purchase. This is in case you're using the free tier, you can come in here, do the Amazon, and then for tiering information, it's all captured in here. All right, great. Oh, wow, it was empty before, and we only look into the future, right? The prefix withdrawal. Let's, before dive into some of the alarms, look at the different policies that we've created. Express setup, setup this. So the prefix alarm and AS alarm. The ASN alarm, a lot of times I go in there and just remove some of the prefixes to do this. But today we're just gonna go and take a look at the prefix policy. You can see some of the red stuff. I want to come in here and look. On a policy by policy level, you can add an endpoint. On a rule by rule level, you can add endpoints. And then on the rule side, you can fine tune this so that for AS origin, you have one peer to trigger. This is the Crossword Cloud, more than 2,000 listening points on that. You can add points. I want to show you why I show you this. Because of the gray area over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are set up by Express Setup. The rest of them takes a little bit more work to set up, and my peers takes even more work because you have to send us a full routing table peer with 65,000 what's a private ASN number, blah blah blah, to make the thing work for you. And of course, if you're routing changes on the network, you probably have to come in and modify your policy. And depending on the customer, I did that the simple way. I put in one policy with all the prefixes in there so that they kind of live and die together because it's one policy. But sometimes you have very specific prefixes with special use. You want to do a special policy for that prefix. And each prefix can belong to one policy. So you have to take it out for that big bulk one and then put it in individual ones and then make it work in that sense, right? The peers, we haven't set something up. I think we can do that for another session, but let's dive into some of the alarms that we have up here. The sub-prefix alarm, row of failure, are all very interesting. Sub-prefix advertisements, a lot of times, because this is what is expected. This particular prefix is Cisco systems, and then it's announced by Origin ASN is 40804, and that's owned by Conduent Legal and Compliance Solutions. So sometimes it's fat fingering, sometimes it's not well maintained. It could be a variety of things. By going back a little bit, I want to show you a path topology, which is not part of the free tier, so that you can see. Hold on a second. My bad. Let me highlight and copy, and then go to path topology. So that I can see this is a path topology, but if you want to see something more fancy, you can go into the snapshot. You can look at the time comparison and then see. This is not as impressive as some of the other ones, but give you an idea. And route origin validation. This is an advanced feature. So this is when you go to the hospital, you want a heartbeat, right? When you come to RPKI or ROV, you want a flatline. Flatline is good in BGP. And these are some of the things I want to highlight and show off today and leave some time for questions and answers. And I think I'll turn this back to Carlo now.
Thank you, Randolph. Appreciate you going through that demo. Great presentation. And as Randolph mentioned, if you do have a question, go ahead and scan that QR code that's on your screen, and we can answer those questions live.
Oh, sorry, Carlo, my bad. some of the use cases that will come with a slide deck that you have seen earlier today. And also, if you have any questions, and then if you need to, these are places you can reach out to ask questions.
Awesome. All good. Let's see. Doesn't look like we have any questions, but just to reiterate, today's session is being recorded, and we'll have the recording available for on-demand playback immediately after the session ends. You can view that on the Cisco Learning Network. If you have scanned that QR code, you'll see the links in the top left corner of that Slido page. It'll take you to the post-event discussion thread. Also, it will have the link to where the live stream is currently being streamed. That place will also have the on-demand recording.
Oh, I see a question. I think the question is, what vendors you support? Oh, that's a very good question, because BGP is vendor independent. Network Insights, we don't care what vendors devices you're using. It's on a protocol level, so it just works. It's very easy. Just like some of the solutions like Meraki. If you actually one of the Meraki teams, when they call for tech support on Cisco, and then they say Meraki's got issues. It's not a Meraki issue. It's actually an ISP issue. So we have many people who use the solution in the background to make sure the underlying plumbing of the network is working properly.
Awesome. Thank you. Do you see any other questions? I'm looking through right now.
I see another one. Peering. What does peering mean in this win? So from I mentioned a little bit earlier, the network insights and plus traffic analysis, the two working hand in hand. Some people like to automate the process. Some people do it manually. We have hyperscalers who use network insights or enterprise customers. They have multiple internet gateways. When the network topology changes from the internet perspective, they use that as input to stir the traffic around. So their customers are taken care of. And then for somebody who doesn't have that many prefixes, it's also important because your upstream ISPs, whenever they do maintenance events, it may cause you some network grief, and you put an alarm there so that you can put on your internal web page, what have you, saying, yep, we know there's an issue, but it's beyond our control. It's being worked on, and it will restore itself at a later time. It kind of like in good old days when I'm on DSL, I call my service provider, hey, it's not working, and then they do something in the background. It's working now, right? Yes. So it just magically happens.
Thank you. Do you see any other questions come in on your end? Looks like
not yet.
Okay. Again, if you have a question, go ahead and scan that QR code. That way Randolph can answer live. Let's see.
Did anybody fall asleep? I'm just kind of curious. BGP is not a top of mind type of thing, but it's very important. If it doesn't work, it's not beautiful, it's not gorgeous, and it's not pretty. Excellent.
Doesn't look like there's any new questions. I think you've stunned the crowd, Randolph. Great job. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap up?
Me? Yeah. Thank you very much for attending this Crossword Cloud BGPmon. We're alive and well. We're kicking ass. We're kicking ass. So look forward to looking for the BGP world that's working great for everybody. And I think there's a slide somebody made in the past. Yeah, traffic congestion, that never exists. So sometimes you address issues with BGP monitoring, and then other times you address the issues by monitoring traffic. So I think we'll save the traffic one for a later date. That will be another very interesting topic. Thank you very much, Carlo, for hosting this. And I want to thank everybody who attended. From my perspective, we look forward to meeting you at NANOG or any of those AP nicks, ripe, and other apricots around the world.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Randolph, and thank you to the whole team for bringing your knowledge to the Cisco community. Again, if you have a question, I'll keep that Q&A window on Slido open for a couple more minutes. For even more tutorials, demonstrations, and future webinars, please do visit the Cisco Learning Network. Again, you can get to that join the discussion page or just where we stream the actual live stream from today's session in Slido. On the top left, you'll see a drop-down menu. At this time, we went ahead and enabled the survey. We do encourage you to take the time to participate. Let us know how we did. We look forward to your feedback. Again, we want to thank everyone for joining us today, and we will see you next time. Have a great day.